My name is Jessica Hitt, and I am a fan of a lot of things. But one thing I'm not a fan of is being woken up in the middle of the night by a fight outside my window. So, today, I am going to tell you about this fight. Okay, so a couple nights ago, I was sleeping because that's typically what people do at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I sleep with my window wide open because I like the sounds of nature. But then all of a sudden I was awake and I hear this yelling. And I wasn't sure. At first I was like, is that in my house? Are my roommates fighting? I'm really confused because I'm groggy. And then I realize that there is people screaming at each other outside my window. And then for a brief second I think, I should respect their privacy and close my window and try to fall asleep like an adult. But then I thought, if you're going to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to listen in on your fight. And at this time, I'm completely wide awake, not even tired anymore, because I'm just like, this is gold. This is a great fight. But let's just pause for 1 second to realize that this happened at 4:38 in the morning. 4:38. I can understand this happening at 2 a.m., because obviously that's when the bar is closed, people come back. That's an understandable time to be up late, I think. Or I can understand this happening at like 6 a.m. But no, this happened at 4:38. And I wake up and the first thing that I remember her actually saying is, and I quote, "This is a public street. I don't care who they call." Unquote. Exactly like that. I'm not exaggerating. Which I'm actually slightly surprised that no one did call, because I'm pretty sure that they were already yelling outside my window for like a minute before I woke up. At this point, I don't know why she's so mad. Why is she so mad? Maybe he stole some money from her. Maybe he ran over her cat. Maybe he broke something that was really important to her. There is so much that this poor guy could have done. But then this lovely lady who's yelling at this poor man gives me a name, and his name is Larry. Now, Larry, what did you do? And then she tells us all. But now I am also going to give her a name, because I don't really like knowing one person's name and not the others in this fight. Someone who is named Larry would probably date someone named Cindy. Larry, Cindy. I feel like that works. You know how people typically date people on the same attractiveness scale or something? I feel like that's the same for name attractiveness too. So I would assume that Larry would date someone named Cindy. Okay, so I find out that Larry has cheated on Cindy, right? Of course, that is the only plausible reason to be yelling outside my window at 4 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? I can understand why she was mad. I'd be pretty pissed too. And she is yelling at him like, "Why did you do it? Do you even know her name?" And I just hear Larry go, "No, I don't know her name." And then Cindy decides to be like, "Did you know that slut's name?" And let's pause there for a second, because is there really any need to call her a slut? You don't even know if she knew that Larry had a girlfriend. Larry could be the complete scumbag who just didn't even tell this person. Or this woman could have known. But still, that's really no reason to slut shame someone. But then Cindy decides to go a step further and call Larry a slut. And that, I think, is a bit more accurate than just slut shaming some girl that you don't even know. Because to me, Larry does sound like a bit of a slut. And the best part of the whole beginning fight is there was a pause after she said that. And I just hear either my downstairs neighbors or the neighbors right next to me, I just hear a quiet, "Shut up." I'm also the nosiest person ever. I just like knowing people's crap. I don't personally like talking about my life, because I think it's really boring. I don't do much. I basically work and record videos. But I do enjoy knowing everybody else's business. Now, I should probably mention that every other word was the F word, but I obviously don't want to say things word for word, because I want this to be PG-13. I want children to watch this without their parents coming up behind them and going, "What the fuck are you watching?" Remember, kids, you can say one F word and it can still be PG-13. It's funny, I actually get told quite a bit that I shouldn't cuss because I'm a lady. But newsflash, I'm no lady. So she's yelling at Larry, and she's like, "Who is she?" And he just goes, "I don't know. I mean, Larry, you didn't know the person you were sleeping with?" And then Cindy yells, "What's her name?" And he goes, "I don't know." "Larry, do you know anything?" And it's also pitch black outside, so I'm staring out my window, and there's a tree in front of my window, so I'm kind of like trying to see past it, and I'm looking at something that I thought were the two people, but it was actually just a trash bag on like the sidewalk that I was staring at the entire time. Apparently they're out of the street, because I saw a girl like walk back to the sidewalk after I heard a man like leave the front of my place and like slam a door. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be an awkward night for them. Now there's some things that could happen. They could break up, they could not break up and just talk about this like actual human being. And then they come out of their apartment again, and she's like has a mission after this guy. And he got into a car, and she's just yelling, "Where the hell do you think you're going? You're not leaving me like this. You going to that girl? You're going back to that girl so you can have sex with her?" Like, well, probably. And I'm actually kind of impressed that this girl's not just like bawling her eyes out. She's just pissed because like I'm not a yelling person. I don't think I've actually ever like fully yelled at someone before. I mean, when I'm mad, I cry. When I'm frustrated, I cry. It's incredibly unbecoming. I mean, I don't know if she went back to her apartment and cried, but I highly doubted it. I mean, she probably, I would assume that she called like her best friend who was probably sleeping because once again, it's 5 o'clock now. So to wrap all this up, I have a few important questions. To Cindy. Did you forgive Larry? Did you ever find out this mystery woman's name? Are you going to be able to afford your apartment by yourself? Why at 4:38 in the morning did this have to happen? And then my questions for Larry. Now, Larry, did you have to cheat on Cindy? Was this like a technical like, I thought we were on a break thing? Were you the Ross and she was the Rachel and there was this big fight? Did you actually know her name? Because I have a feeling you were lying about that. Who do I think Larry would have an affair with? You know, for some reason the name Natasha keeps coming up. So let's go with Natasha. Now Larry, are you now dating Natasha or was she just like a one-night stand? Ooh, what if this was Cindy's best friend? What if Natasha is Cindy's best friend? I just think everyone needs to make better life choices. I mean, it's not that hard to not cheat on your girlfriend or boyfriend. It's really not. And also, if you really wanted to sleep with someone so much, just end it with the other one. I mean, come on. You know, I think Larry learned a valuable lesson in this. Don't cheat on your girlfriend. And by the time this fight ends and he drives off with his clothes and toothbrush probably, and she goes back to her apartment to call her best friend Natasha, who is the one who unfortunately slept with Larry, I'm wide awake. And I can't fall back to sleep. So thank you, Natasha, Cindy, and Larry, for my 4 hours of sleep. So I guess the whole point of this video is if you're gonna fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend in my apartment complex at 4:38 in the morning, please do it in front of my window because that was so entertaining. And honestly, if you're gonna do this, you deserve to be listened to. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to me. Okay, I'll see you guys pretty soon. Bye. But I'm gonna tell... It was fantastic. I don't know. There, I said it. Larry, you're a slut.